I have finished collecting my annotations from Rebecca. Perfect timing for my own copy's delivery today. I've tidied this little free library a bit, dropped off some books, and found this. I'm honestly so very excited that I found Anne of Green Gables. This little free library always seems to know what's on my TBR, and I am literally too excited to even drive. For this session, I have written 303 words. My copy came in the mail today, and I just finished chapter 6. I'm super excited because these books finally came in. Huge thank you to Morgan for the recommendation. I found this set on eBay, and I'm so excited because the text is also that really nice old ink, and I just love the aesthetic of this too. So I'm very excited to learn from them. I'm at page 98 for An Uncommon Story. I picked this up at the library today, and I got through chapter 1, and so far I'm really interested and I'm enjoying it. For this session, I have written 319 words. I'm thinking I want to get into Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire today. I definitely am the type of reader who hops between a handful of different books at a time. I was struggling with this tendency because I wanted to be the person who could read one book at a time, and so I was working on trying to see if I could change this about myself. But then I realized that it's just not how I read. I can't just focus on one at a time, and in fact, I'm more of a mood reader, so I read based off of how I feel and what kind of experience I'm going for. So I've decided in my reorganization of my reading experience, I thought, I should work with who I am instead of fighting against my nature and just embrace it. And along with that, I've decided to stop focusing so much on speed and getting through as fast as possible, because I was doing that for a while, only because I felt like I was really behind in my reading from not prioritizing it. But now that I'm in a really good place with my intuitive writing schedule and I'm back into a regular rhythm of reading, I am changing course and really moving from my intuition even in my reading. I want to read slow. I want to savor and indulge in what I'm reading. I really want to experience the joy of reading. So definitely just slowing everything down, moving at an intuitive pace, even with my reading, and not rushing to finish things in a month. I'm setting like long-term, open-ended time frames for me to read and finish my books. I do want to rave about one book in particular that I am just absolutely so blown away with, and that is The Recognitions by William Gaddis. Honestly, I don't think I could read it any other way than slowly. And in reading slowly, I am so very much enjoying it. It is so surprising. I do also think though that The Recognitions in particular, I think it's meant to be read sentence by sentence, and that's really how you get the most out of it, because Gaddis's sentences in The Recognitions are so absolutely interesting, like every single sentence. The placement of his sentences, how he positions every single line. I mean, I can tell that it has been intentionally done, and I am just so excited to really indulge and read through that slowly. That said, it's not one that I think people read for plot, because there really isn't one. I think it's more for the craft of writing that one would read this book. And this is my take from the bit of research I've been doing about the recognitions. I am so excited about this book that I am reading it and annotating it on my laptop line by line, and I also bought a physical copy, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to give the physical copy a read and how I'm going to interact and engage with it. I am so very invested in this book. My slow reading this morning, I read this much. I have been up since 5 o'clock this morning, and I have been slow reading also from an ebook that I started. It's the second book in Paul Selig's trilogy. Is it the Mastery trilogy? Well, the first book I read was Resurrection, and then the second book I'm reading now is called The Book of Innocence. So I've been reading that to start out my reading day, and then I kind of just meander about and pick up whatever book I feel thereafter. I've been drinking some tea, and I think I need something stronger, like coffee, but I'm gonna get to that in a bit. Okay, so I am looking into another book. I am very excited about this one. It is called Miss Mackintosh, My Darling by Margaret Young. And this novel is one of the most ambitious and remarkable literary achievements of our time. It is a picaresque psychological novel, a novel of the road, a journey or voyage of the human spirit in its search for reality in a world of illusion and nightmare. Young's method is poetic, imagistic, incantatory, in prose of extraordinary richness. She tests the nature of her characters and the nature of reality. Written with oceanic music, moving at many levels of consciousness and perception, but the toughly fibered, realistic fabric is always there in the happenings of the narrative, the humor, the precise details, the definitions of the characters. It seems very promising, and it's over 1,000 pages, so I am definitely putting this on my list. I have written 118 words for the session. I got to chapter 5 of Harry Potter. I've read some more from Hard-Boiled Wonderland. I've read a few more pages in Rebecca. Today has been a really good reading day. I have loved every single page I read in this book. It is so dreamy, so perceptive, beautiful. It is well-paced, not corny at all, insightful, intriguing, and super immersive. I am so absolutely delighted by this find. It is day 79, Sunday, September 8th, and I have written 243 words for the session, giving me a total of 9,487. I feel like 10,000 words is coming up so fast, and it's great because this is the effortlessness that I wanted in my writing process. That said, I still haven't figured out how I want to celebrate that benchmark. I'm thinking it's going to be like a celebration in the window of 10 to 15K and then 15 to 20K. And then my thinking is that after the 20K mark, The benchmarks will be 30K, 40K, every 10K thereafter. It is Sunday, so now that I am finished with my writing session, I am going to spend the rest of the day reading.